Good morning, guys. So today we will talk about circles. We will find the equation of the circle, and we will also figure out if the equation of the circle is given, then we can find the center and radius of the circle. So first of all, what is a circle? Okay, so you have a circle. A circle is a set of points. So you have a set of points like that, right? So this set of points are at equal distance from the fixed point. So this is a fixed point. This is a fixed point. You see that? So this is a fixed point, and these are the set of points, and these points are at equal distance from the fixed point. So the distance is called the what? Radius, which is denoted by r. You see that? So this is a circle. Make sense, guys? These are the set of points, right? And all these points are at a fixed distance from a fixed point. This fixed point is called center. So this is center, right? And the fixed distance is the radius. So let's say if O is a fixed point, so O is the center, right? And then this fixed distance, let's say this is point P, so OP is the radius. Did you get it? So this is, okay, so you see the circle is the set of all points in a plane that lie at a given distance from a given point. So the given distance is called the radius, and the given point is called the center. That makes sense, right? So now you have like this, okay, and you have a center here, let's say C, and this is the point P. You see that, right? And let's say if the coordinate of the point C, if the center of the circle, this is your x-axis, and this is your y-axis. If the coordinate of the point C is, let's say, h comma k, so this is the center, right? And you have a given point x comma y, and this PC, this is the what? Radius. So, and the radius of the circle is denoted by r. So you see the distance between P and C equal to what? R. Right? Where R is the radius. And you have 2 points P and C. The coordinate of the point P is x comma y, and coordinate of the point C is h comma k, right? And you want to find the distance between these 2 points, and you know the formula, right? How do you find the distance between these 2 points P and C? So you have a pxy. Let's consider this as the x1, y1. So this is px1, y1, okay? Or you can say this is x2, y2. It's up to you. And let's say CHK is the point CX on Y1. So basically what I'm saying is You consider this point as x2, y2, and this point as x1, y1, then you can find the distance, right? You know the distance formula? Radical x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So this is the distance. This is the distance between any 2 points, let's say P and C. Right? But this distance is what? Radius of the circle R. You know that, right? So now, if you want to find out that this is radical, so what is your x2? Your x2 is x. And what is your x1? Your x1 is h. X minus h square plus. What is your y2? Your y2 is, are you with me? Your y2 is y, right? Y minus, what is your y1? K square equal to R. Right? Are you guys with me? I just found the distance between this point and this. I consider this point as x1, y1. This is x1, y1. And this is what? x2, y2. Right? And now you have a radical sign. We want to get rid of this radical sign. So u square on both sides. U square on both sides. So if you square on both sides, then it will give you, so this will be x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square. When you square on both sides, this radical sign will be gone, right? You will get rid of the what? Radical sign. So this is the equation of the circle with center at h, k and radius r units. You got it? So now, if you know the center and the radius of the circle, right, then you can find the what? Equation. Make sense? Yeah. So, so this is the important formula, okay? X minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square. Yeah. A circle with center h, k and the radius r has the equation x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square, right? Did you get it? Now, if the center is 0, 0, if the center is 0, 0, if the center is 0, 0, so that means h, k is going to be what? 0, 0, right? So, what would be this? It would be, you plug in, this is, h, k equal to 0, 0 means h equal to 0 and k equal to 0. When you plug in here, so you have x minus 0 square. You see I plug in h equal to 0 here, okay? X minus 0 square, right? Plus y minus 0 square equal to what? R square. And you see x minus 0 is x, so this is x square plus y minus 0 is y. This is y square equal to what? R square. So x square plus y square equal to r square. So this is the equation of a circle, with center at origin and radius r unit. That makes sense? Yeah. Did you guys get it? Okay, so now if you want to find out the center radius form of the equation of this circle, so you have a center negative 3, 4, radius 6. You just plug in h equal to negative 3, right? Center is denoted by h, k, right? So if you If you consider h equals to -3 and k equal to 4 and r equal to 6, then you will get that equation. Are you guys with me? So look here. So you have a center -3, 4, radius 6. So center is denoted by h, k, okay? So h, k is -3, 4. So the center of a circle is denoted by h, k, right? And then the radius, which is r, is given by what? 6 unit. That makes sense? And if you have a center hk and radius r, equation of the circle is given by x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to what? R square. Right? So now you have x minus h squared. So x minus, what is the value of h? What is the value of h? -3. So x minus -3 square plus y minus, what is the value of k? 4. This is square equal to radius, which is what? 6 square. Does that make sense? So now it will be x plus 3 square plus y minus 4 square equal to 6 square is what? 36. Right? That's it. So this is the center radius form of the equation of circle having center -3, 4 and radius 6 unit. Did you get it? Right? Now center 0, 0 and radius 3. So you just plug in h equal to 0 and k equal to 0, right? And radius is 3 unit. You see x square plus y square equal to 9. Right? Did you get it? Good, guys. Look here. Okay, so now, hey, graph each circle. So you need to graph this circle, okay? So what is the equation of the circle? Is x plus 3 is exactly this one, this circle. If you want to graph it, right, you graph. So so if you want to graph it, guys, it's like you have this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, right? And your center is -3, 4. Is that right? Center is -3, 4. And what is the radius? Radius is 6 unit. So -3, 4. So this is origin, right? -1, -2, -3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So -3, 4 right here. The center is right here. Right? -3, 4. Makes sense? And what is the radius? 6 unit, right? So 6 unit means from here, it goes 6 unit right, 6 unit left, 6 unit up, 6 unit down. You can find 4 points. You see? So now let's say 1, 2, 3. So that means 6 unit radius, right? So 1 unit from here, 1 unit, 2 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5, 6 units. So this is the point on the circumference of the circle. Because this radius is what? 6 units. Does that make sense? And same thing, like you have to go 6 units to the left. So 1 unit, 2 unit, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not for scale, okay? So this is center. Are you guys with me? This is negative 3, 4. This is center, right? Right? Then you have to go 6 units to the left. So it's all the way up to, you see, up to here. Make sense? And then you go 6 units down. So this one, 1, 2. So now this is 6 units down. 1 unit down, 2 units down, 3 units down, 4 units down, 5 units down, 6 units down. Like this. This is also on the circumference of the circle. I mean, like this is. I mean, like it's. You see what I'm talking, right? And then you also go 6 units up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 6 is somewhere here. So it's go all the way up to here. So these are the point. This, and this. You know, these are the point on the circumference of the circle. That makes sense? And then you can just simply. It does not look like good, you know what I mean? But you understand the idea, right? So you have a circle like hey, this is this. I mean, you know what I mean? So you'll have something like that. Okay, guys? You see that? Circle, something like that. Okay, so you can grab the circle. Yeah. That's you can see on the slides, you know. That's pretty nice. Okay. Okay. And you can graph. This is so simple. You see, x square plus y square equal to 9. So what is the center? 0, 0. Origin, right? What is the radius? And 3. You see that? So you have x square plus y square equal to 9, and you know the equation of the circle having center origin and radius r unit is x square plus y square equal to r square, right? Right? So you compare the center is 0, 0 and radius r equal to what? 3 units. Make sense? So now you have this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, center at 0, 0, origin is the center, right? And then radius is 3 unit, guys. So 3 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, negative 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. So this and this. These are the points on the circumference. Is that right? And now your circle, something like that. You know what I mean? But you got the idea. It's not easy to draw the graph on the whiteboard. You know what I mean? Okay, so, but you got the idea, right? Look here on the slides, okay? Yep. Like that, right? This is 3 units, right? 3, negative 3, right? Good job, guys. So far, so good. Okay. Okay, now let's look here. So this is the general form of the equation of a circle. The CD, no, by the way, there is no C. For some real numbers, D, E, and F, okay? So there is a typo, okay? For some real numbers, D, E, and F, the equation x square plus y square plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0. So this is the general form of the equation of a circle. Can have a graph that is a circle or a point or is non-existent. So for some real numbers C, D, and E, the equation, you see, so this is not C, so this is this, okay, for some real numbers D, E, and F, okay, are you with me? The equation x square plus y square plus dx plus ey plus f equal to 0, right? Can I have a graph? It can have a graph. It can have a graph, circle. The graph of this can be a circle, or the graph of this can be a point, right? Or is non-existent. You see what I'm talking, right? Right? So this equation, the graph of this equation can be a circle, right? Point, or the graph may be non-existent. So we'll talk about that, okay? So now look here. So this is exactly in this form. You have a x square plus, sorry, x square minus 6x plus y square plus 10y plus 18 equal to 0. So we have to show that this equation, this is the general equation of the circle. This equation, right, can have a graph. This equation can have a circle as its graph. We have to show that, okay? What do you need to show? We have to show this equation. Let's say this is equation 1, okay? The equation 1 has a circle. The equation 1 has a circle as its graph. Okay? So now that means we need to reduce this. We need to reduce equation I into the form x minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square. You know what we are going to do, right? What we are going to do is we have to show this equation has a circle as its graph, right? So that means you have to reduce this equation into this form. That makes sense? So how do you reduce that? So you have x square minus 6x. You use the completing the square. What is the coefficient of x? What is the coefficient of x here? Negative 6, right? Coefficient of x is negative 6. Is that right? So what is half of negative 6? Negative 3. Square that. So what is negative 3 square? Positive 9, yeah. So you add 9 on both sides, okay? So first you can do this, okay? You move this to the move constant term to the right side. So if you do that, you do the negative 18 here, negative 18 here. You cross them out. So if you do that, so you'll have, you see x square minus 6x plus y square plus 10y equal to negative 18, okay? So you add, so what did I do here? Look at the coefficient of x, which is negative 6. Find out the half of negative 6, which is negative 3. Square that, right? Parenthesis negative 3 square is positive 9. And you know we can add the same number to both sides of the equation. Is that right? So that's why you add 9 on both sides of the equation. Make sense? So now that is negative 18 plus 9. Did you see that? Yes? So now you do the same thing here. What is the coefficient of y? 10. What is the half of 10? 5. Square that number. What is 5 squared? 25. Add 25 to both sides of the equation. That makes sense? So now you have a y square plus 10y plus 25, and you also add 25 here. Did you get it? Right? You see what I'm doing here, right? You remember, like, hey, let me take you back to the. You remember when you try to solve a quadratic equation, right? By using the method, by using the completing the square method. You know, sometimes you cannot solve a quadratic equation by a factor method. Like for example, let's say, hey, you have a x square plus 6x minus what, like a 5 equal to 0. Right? So can you find the factors of negative 5 such that the sum is positive 6? You cannot find that, right? Because you see this is either positive 5, negative 1, or negative 5, negative 1. But you need the sum positive 6, is that right? So if you add them up, that will give a positive 4. But we need 6. If you add them up, that will give a negative 6. But we need what? Positive 6 here. You see what I'm talking, right? Right? So you cannot factor this. That makes sense? So now at that time, we have to either use the formula, right? Or you have to use what? Completing the square. That makes sense? So, look here. So, if you want to use the formula method, you can use a equal to 1, b equal to 6, c equal to negative 5, and you use like a negative b plus or minus radical b square minus 4ac over 2a. Right? We use this, right? If you want to use the formula. But if you want to use completing the square, method. So what you do is, hey, first you move the constant term to the right side, x squared plus 6x. When you move this to the right side, you add 5 on both sides, you cross them out, right? Right? X squared plus 6x equal to what? 5. We do that, right? And then what do? Hey, look at figure out the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? 6, right? And you find out the half of that. What is half of 6? 3. Then you square that. That will give you 9, right? And you add 9 on what? Both sides. That makes sense? You do that, right? And then your x squared plus 6x plus 9 equal to 5 plus 9. Are you with me? We did this, you know. And now, hey, this x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now you can use this. You can use factor method to factor this. What are the factors of x squared plus 6x plus 9? What are the factors of x squared plus 6x plus 9? Look at this number 9, right? What are the factors of 9 so that the sum is 6? 3 and 3. So it's going to be x plus 3 times x plus 3 equal to what? 14. Are you guys with me? Right? And then this is x plus 3 square, right? X plus 3 times x plus 3 is x plus 3 square equal to 14, right? And then we use the square root property. Remember the square root property? Remember? Square root property. If x square equal to k, then x equal to plus or minus radical k. Remember that? Now you use the square root property. If x plus 3 square equal to 14, so what will be x plus 3? Plus or minus? Exactly, radical 14. And now you see the value of x is, you move this to the right side, negative 3 plus or minus radical 14. We did this. This is the what? Completing the square method. You know what I mean? If you use the formula, you will get the same answer. Make sense? Right? Did you see that? If you use the formula, look here. If you use the formula, x equal to negative b means negative 6 plus or minus radical b square means 36 minus 4 times a is what? 1, right? 4ac is what? Negative 5. Right? Are you guys with me? And this equals to 2 times a is 2. 2 times 1, a is 1, 2 times 1 is 2. Right? And then this x equal to negative 6 plus or minus radical. Hey, this is 36, negative times negative positive. 4 times 1, 4 times 5, 20. Is that right? So 36 plus 20. What is 36 plus 20? Yes, good, 56. Over what? 2. And now this is negative 6 over 2. Negative, this 2 is a common denominator, right? Negative 6 over 2 plus or minus. And remember this radical 56? You know the radical 56, you can simplify. Hey, can you write 56 as a product of a square number and non-square number? A square number and other number? $56. 7 and 8, but 7 is not a square and 8 is also not a square number, right? 2, 28, 2, 14, is that right? What is 2 times 2? 4 times 14. 56. So this is radical 4 times 14, sorry, this is radical 4 times 14 over what? 2. Are you guys with me? Is that right? Yes? Right? Radical 56 is radical 4 times 14. So now what is negative 6 over 2? What is this? Negative 3, is that right? Plus or minus. And you see this is radical 4 is 2. Radical 14, 2 radical 14 over what? 2. See that? Yes? And then this 2 and 2 cancel. And you see negative 3 plus or minus what? Radical 14. Did you get it? So, but you know, like what I'm going to tell you is I am using pretty much similar this method. You know what I mean? Completing the square method here. So that's what I did. You have x square minus 6x. So coefficient of x is negative 6. Half of negative 6 is negative 3. Square that number, positive 9. Add 9 to both sides. I did that, plus 9 here, plus 9. Right? Same thing here. Coefficient of y is 10. Half of 10 is 5. Square that number, 5 squared is 25. And then I add 25 to what? Both sides. Okay. So now, hey, can I factor this? X squared minus 6x plus 9. So what are the factors of x squared minus 6x plus 9?
X minus 3 squared?
Yes. Because you need to find the factors of 9 so that the sum is negative 6. Is that right? Right? So now that's going to be x minus 3 times x minus 3 plus, can you factor this? What are the factors of 25 so that the sum is positive 10? 5 and 5. So you simply do y plus 5 times y plus 5 equal to, hey, this is negative 18. So what is 9 plus 25? What is 25 plus 9? 34 minus 18? 16? Yes. You see this is 16. So now this x minus 3 times x minus 3 is x minus 3 square plus y plus 5 times y plus 5. So this is y plus 5 square, right? Y plus 5 square equal to what? 16, which is 40 square. Or you can write just 16 here. Are you guys with me? So now this is in the form of what? X minus h square plus y minus k square equal to r square. Is that right? Right? So what is the value of h? What is the value of h? Positive 3. Value of h is 3. You compare with x minus h square. So x minus 3 square, value of h is 3. And what is the value of k? Negative 5. That makes sense? And now, so this is the value of r square. Is that right? What is the value of r square? R is 4. The value of r square is 16. That makes sense? The value of r square is 16. If after doing all this, if you get the value of r square positive, so that means, look here. So if, you see, if the value of r square is positive, so that means the graph of the equation is a circle. We got here positive 16, is that right? Because this is a square, right? R square, right? So this should be positive. If this is positive, then the equation represents the what? Equation of the circle, right? The graph of the equation is a what? Circle. If after doing all this stuff, let's say, for example, you got a negative number here, so that means there are no points that satisfy the what? Given equation. So that means the graph is non-existent. You see what I'm talking? Now, after doing this stuff, let's say you got r square equal to 0 here. So that means radius is 0, is that right? The circle with radius 0 is what? Point. Did you see what I mean? Yeah. Hey, so after doing, let me say that again, okay? You use completing the square method, right? After doing all this, right? Finally, if you get r square positive, that means the graph of the equation is a what? Circle. If you get 0 here, if you get the value of r square 0, that means the graph is a point, right? Right? Because radius is 0. Then the point height, the radius what? 0. Is that right? And then if you get something negative here, so what does that mean? So that means the graph of the equation is non-existent. Did I make sense? Did you get it? But in this particular example, what did I get? 16, is that right? Right? Okay, we got it. Yes?
I have a question. I don't understand the point of the whole left of the board then.
You didn't understand what? Like
No, the left, the other part of it. Like, why did we do all that?
why did you do that?
No, the other part about that side.
Oh, I mean like
Like, why did we have to do
I did this because what I did here is I use the similar method completing the square. Is that right?
okay. So it's just a different way of doing it?
It's not a different way of doing this. I just like try to tell you. So here you have x squared minus 6x, and I find out the coefficient of x, which is negative 6. Is that right? And I found the half of negative 6, that is positive 3. Square that and add on both sides. Is that right? So I just want to tell you this is similar to what? This. When you have a quadratic equation like this, how do you solve this quadratic equation using completing the square method? You follow this process. Is that right? So we are using similar method to solve this what? Problem. That makes sense? Yeah. Okay. So now here, look here. So that 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 6x plus 10y equal to 1 has a circle as its graph. So you have a 2x squared plus 2y squared minus 6x plus 10y equal to 1 has a circle as its graph. Okay, so now we need to reduce this equation into the form x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. If we get the value of r squared positive, right? So that means the graph of this equation is a circle. Are you guys with me? If we get the value of r squared negative, the graph will be non-existent. If you get the value of r squared 0, the graph will be a point. But in this case, we have to show this equation has a circle as its graph. Okay? We have to reduce this into this form, and we have to show r squared positive. Are you with me? Did you get it? So let me say that again. You reduce, what you are going to do? You have to show the equation, this equation has its circle as its graph. That means you reduce this equation into this form, right? And you have to show the value of r square is positive. So how do you reduce this into this form? So now in this equation, what is the coefficient of x square here? 1. Right? Are you with me? If you expand this, so this is x minus h times x minus h. So x times x is x square, and other term you don't have to figure out. What is the coefficient of x square here? 1. Did you see that? Yes? And similarly, this is y minus k times y minus k. If you use the FOIL, y times y. What is y times y? Y square. Is that right? So what is the coefficient of y square? 1. So now, are you with me? So now, coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square must be 1. So let me say that again. We are going to reduce this equation into this form. This equation has coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square 1. So we have to make coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square 1. Exactly. So if you want to make 1, then you have to divide all this by what? 2. That makes sense? So now, what is 2x square over 2? X square, right? What is 2y square over 2? Y square. And what is this? Negative 3x. What is this? Positive 5y equal to what? 1 over 2. Make sense? Did you get it? And then, so this is, you group x term, okay? So x square minus 3x, this and this here, because this is related to x terms. This is related to y term, right? And then you do like a y square plus 5y. So this term and this term here, right? And equal to what? 1/2. Make sense, guys? Did you see that? Did I make sense so far? Then use completing the square method, right? So now, what is the coefficient of x here? What is the coefficient of x here? What is half of negative 3? 1.5, which is negative 3/2, right? Are you with me? Coefficient of x is negative 3. Half of negative 3, half times negative 3, which is negative 3 over 2. That makes sense? And then this is negative 3 over 2 square, which is what? Same as what? 9 over 4. Is that right? And this is same as 3 over 2 square. Make sense? Or you can simply write down here plus 9 over 4 and plus what? 9 over 4. That's what we did for the previous problem, right? You figure out the coefficient of x, find half of that, square that, and add that number to both sides. I did exactly the same thing. Is that right? Make sense? So now here, hey, what is the coefficient of y? What is the coefficient of y? 5. What is half of 5? 2.5. Which is 5 over 2, right? Right? You have a coefficient of x 5 half of 5 is 5 over 2. Square that, 5 over 2 is square, right? So this is same as 25 over 4. Make sense? You add 25 over 4 on both sides. You add 25 over 4 on both sides. Did you get it? Does that make sense? Okay. So now, hey, for this and this, we have to factor. What are the factors of 9 over 4 so that the sum is negative 3? Exactly. Exactly. So you see, so you have a coefficient of x is greater than 1. 1 times 9 over 4 is 9 over 4. And I need factors of 9 over 4 so that the sum is negative 3. And you guys know this is what? Negative 3 over 2 and negative 3 over 2. Yes? So now what will be here? X minus 3 over 2 times x minus 3 over 2. Make sense? Yes? Now look here. So we need to find the factors of 25 over 4 such that the sum is positive 5. Are you guys with me? So you need to find the factors of 25 over 4 so that the sum is what? Positive 5. What are they?
5 over 2.
Yes. So 5 over 2 and 5 over 2. Yes? So now this will be x plus 5 over 2 and x plus what? 5 over 2 and equal to, now let's simplify this, okay? How do you simplify this? One half plus 9 over 4 plus 25 over 4. How do you simplify this? So you have to make the common denominator, is that right? What is the denominator of the first fraction? What is the denominator of the first fraction?
Wouldn't that, instead of it being x plus 5 over 2, wouldn't that be y?
It should be y, you're right.
Thank you.
Because this is y, right? So, good catch. This is y. So now how do you simplify this? What is the denominator of the first fraction? 2. So, but here you see, if you look at the denominator of the second and the third fraction, we have 4, right? So we have to make 4. So how can you make 4? You multiply numerator by 2 and denominator by 2. Make sense? So this is 2 over 4 plus 9 over 4 plus 25 over 4. Right? So now it is going to be x minus 3 half square plus y plus 5 half times y plus 5 half is y plus 5 half square equals to, hey, this is 2 plus 9, 11. 11 plus 25, 36 over 4. What is 36 divided by 4? Is that 9? Did you see that? 11 plus 25, 36. 36 over 4 is what? 9. So now, you see, what is the value of r square? 9. Since r square equal to 9, and this 9 is positive, is that right? Right? The equation has a circle. The equation 2x square plus 2y square minus 6x plus 10y equal to 1 has a circle, has its graph. Did you get it? Do you have any questions? You see that, right? You see that? And then what is the center of this circle? 3/2, comma what? -5/2. Is that right? Right? Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing here. The graph of the equation, this either a point or is non-existent, which is 8. You follow the similar procedure. You figure out the value of r square. If the value of r square is less than 0, so that means if the value of r square is negative, the graph of the equation is non-existent, right? If the value of r square is 0, then the graph of the equation is point. You see, it's pretty much later. It just takes like 1 minute to solve it, okay? Let me show you here, okay? Look here, guys. So what is the equation? X squared plus 10x plus y squared minus 4y plus 33 equal to 0. But let me move this 33 to the right side, okay? That's going to be easy for you. So it's going to be -33. Right? Does that make sense? And then you already have coefficient of x squared 1 and coefficient of y squared 1. Right? So we don't have to make 1. It's already 1, right? So now, hey, what is the coefficient of x here? 10. What is the half of 10? 5. You square that 5. You add 25 on both sides, okay? So this is -33 plus 25. Okay? Right? Hey, what is the coefficient of y here? What is half of -4? -2. Square that. 4. You add 4 on both sides. Are you guys with me? That makes sense? Okay. So now you factor this. What are the factors of 25 so that the sum is 10? 5. So x plus 5 times x plus 5. Right? Plus, what are the factors of 4? What are the factors of 4 so that the sum is -4? Yes, so this is y minus 2 equal to, now look at here. This is -33 plus, hey, what is 25 plus 4? 29. So now this is x plus 5 times x plus 5, which is x plus 5 squared. Is that right? Right? Plus, so y minus 2 times y minus 2 squared equal to, what is -33 plus 29? -4. Hey, what is the value of r squared? What is the value of r squared? -4. You see, since r squared equal to -4, which is less than 0, is that right? If the value of r squared is negative, then the graph of the equation is non-existent. Is that right? Yes. So the graph, because it is not possible. You know why, guys? Because this is r squared. You know what? You know, the square of any number must be what? Either positive or 0. Right? So this is, since r squared equal to -4 less than 0, so the graph of the equation is, the graph of the equation x square, sorry, is that right? X square plus 10x plus 25 plus y, what? X square plus 10x plus y square minus 4y plus 33 equal to 0 is non-existent. Make sense? Yeah. Good? Okay. So I think we did section 2.2, right? So now in section 2.3, so we will talk about like relations and functions, domain and range, right? And so basically, let's say, so relation is the set of ordered pairs. So it can be like so relation is the set of ordered pairs. It can be like this. Let's say 1, 4, like 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. You see, these are the ordered pairs, right? And we list the ordered pairs, and this make a set. So this is a what? Relation. You see that? And now you see here the second component, which is y, is the square of the what? First component, right? This 1 is square of 1. This 4 is square of 2. This 9 is square of 3. That makes sense? So the relation here is this r is ej square of. So this is the relation. So it can be any like, it can be any set that consists of ordered pairs. Make sense? And maybe here we have some examples. I can show you here. Hey, and this is the definition for the function, okay. So a function is a relation in which for every distinct value of the first component, there is exactly one value of the second component. So this relation is a function. You know why? Because for each distinct value of the x component, what is the x component here? 1. So how many y component for this x component? Just 1, is that right? Look at here. What is the x component? 2, right? This 2 correspond with what? Only one y component, 4. And same thing here. So that's why this is a function. But if you have something like this, let's say a comma b, a comma c, right? And b comma d, e comma f. Now this is a set of ordered pairs. Did you see that? This is a relation, right? But now here you see for each, now the function is a relation, right, in which for each distinct value of the x component, there is exactly one value of the y component. You see what I'm talking, right? So what is a function? A function is a relation in which for each distinct value of the x component, there is exactly one value of the y component. Now look here. You see, for each distinct value a of the x component, so how many y components are there? Are there only one y component for x component a? No, you have a look here. This is a. How many y components are here? B, isolate what? C. Did you say that? Right? So that's why this relation is not a function. So this is a function. So this is not a function. Did I make it clear? For each x component, for each x value, distinct x value, there must be exactly one y value. But in this case, for this x value a, you have two y values b and c. So that's why this is not a function. Make sense? Yeah. Or you can say in the list of the order pairs, y values, x values cannot be repeated. The x values are repeated here, right? A. That makes sense? So this is not a function. Okay? But remember that so let's say I have a set of order pairs like this: negative 1, 1, positive 1, 1, negative 2, 4, and positive 2, 4. So what do you think? This is a relation because this is the what? Set of ordered pairs. Is that right? This is a relation. Do you think like let's say this is the relation C. Is C a function? So what is the definition of the function? For each distinct x value, for each distinct x component, there must be exactly one y component. Is that right? So in this relation, right, does this relation has for each x value or for each distinct x value, right, is there exactly one y value? What do you think? Look here, for the distinct x value negative 1, how many y value does it have? 1. For this, these two are distinct, right? This is negative 1 and this is positive 1, right? So how many y value does it have? 1. So for this one, how many y value? 1. Exactly one y value. For this one, how many y value? Exactly 1, right? For each distinct x value, there is exactly one y value. So that's why this is a function. So the answer is yes. Makes sense. Okay. Look here. What do you think? Look at the slides, okay? What do you think? Is this relation a function? What do you think? It's not. Why? Exactly. You see the distinct values, distinct x values, negative 2 and positive 3, right? They correspond with the same y value what? What do you think? Is this a function or not? Now here you have this f equal to 1 comma 2, you have a negative 2 comma 4 and 3 comma 4, right?
So like if that would have been a negative 3 and not a negative 2, would that have been a function?
So first of all, is this a function or not? Let's discuss about this. Why it is, so look here. So what is the definition of the function? For each distinct x value, is that right? For each distinct x value, there is what? Exactly one y value. Is that right? Now look here. All of them are distinct. 1 is distinct, negative 2 is distinct, 3 is distinct. Is that right? Right? So now this corresponds with exactly one y value. 2. This is good. Is that right? And this corresponds with exactly one y value. 4. This is good. Is that right? This 3 corresponds with exactly one y value. 4. This is true. So what do you think? Is this a function or not? It is. It is a function. Does that make sense? Yes.
Sorry, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it is confusing, you know what I mean?
The y values can be repetitive like that?
Exactly. Yep, you figured it out, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
In the list of ordered pairs, right, if the y value is repeated and x value is not repeated, that will be a function. In the list of ordered pairs, if the x values are repeated, right, then that cannot be a function. You see that? X values are repeated here. Make sense? Okay. So you see the relation f is a function because for each different x values, there is exactly one y value. Okay? You got it? Now, can you look at the next one? This one. What do you think? No. Why this is not a function?
X has 3 different y values, and it's not just
Exactly.
one.
You have a distinct x value 1, right? But it corresponds with what? 3 different y values. Or you can say for distinct x value 1, there are 3 y values. So that's why this is not a function. What about this? So it is not a function, right? Because the x values are repeated. For distinct x value negative 2, there are how many y values? 2 different y values, 1 and 0. So this is not a function. Okay? But remember that every relation is a function. But not vice versa. Every function is may not be a relation. That makes sense? What did I say? Hey, maybe I say like, so, let me, I think like I tell you a wrong thing, okay? Every function is a relation, but not vice versa. Every relation may not be a function. Are you guys with me? Every function is a relation, but not vice versa. You got it, right? Every relation cannot be a function. Be careful. So this is the mapping, you know. You have a balloon diagram over there, but you can't do that, you know. So now this is not a function. You know why? Because negative 2 correspond with 2 y values. You got it? And the domain is the set of all x values. And the set of all y values is called the what? Range. Okay? The domain is the set of all x values. And range is the set of all y values. And x values independent. Okay? So I want to stop here. I'll see you next time. Okay?